It includes two steps, that is, determine whether it is necessary for us to borrow. Now, how can I write the binary equivalent? For that, I am going to divide that decimal number by 2. If I consider any digital computer, the digital computers are capable to handle positive numbers as well as negative number. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on data representation. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what we learned in my previous session. In my previous session, we started with how to convert hexadecimal number to binary, and while converting, what are the rules we need to follow. Along with that, we had discussed example. Then we had discussion regarding octal number to hexadecimal. That means whatever the octal number we are having, how we can able to convert octal number to hexadecimal, and what are the rules we need to follow while converting. Along with the example we discussed. Then we had discussion regarding hexadecimal number to octal number. That means how can I convert my hexadecimal number to octal number, and what are the rules I need to follow while converting. Then we had discussion regarding binary arithmetic and how to perform binary arithmetic. What are the rules I need to follow? Along with that, we had discussion regarding how to perform binary addition. So these are the topics we discussed in my previous session. But in my today's session, we are going to study binary subtraction and what are the rules we need to follow while performing binary subtraction, and how to represent the signed integer. Along with that, sign and magnitude method, ones complement method as well as two's complement representation we are going to study in my today's session. So here at the beginning, I'm going to have binary subtraction. Like decimal subtraction, I can able to perform binary subtraction. But here I want to follow certain rules. So it includes two steps, that is, determine whether it is necessary for us to borrow. That means if I want to borrow the value or not. I want to determine that. If the subtrahend is larger than the minute, it is necessary to borrow. That means whatever the subtrahend is larger than minute, then I want to borrow the value. For example, if I have 0 and 1, then in this situation I want to borrow 1 and subtract the lower value from the upper value. That means while performing subtraction, I want to start subtracting the lower value from the upper value, and this is the basic rule I'm going to follow. That means this table gives the complete basic rule. So I'm having minute as well as subtrahend. So what is my value? It is 0 and 0. That means 0 minus 0, difference is 0 and borrow is 0. And here I'm having 0 minus 1. Then I'm having difference 1 and I'm having borrow 1. And here I'm having 1 minus 0, then difference 1, borrow is 0. And here I'm having 1 minus 1. What's the difference? It is 0. And what is the borrow? It is 0. Only when I'm having 0 minus 1. In this situation, I'm going to have the difference 1 and I'm going to have the borrow 1. Anyway, let's start with the example here. So, I'm having the example that is 10 from 14. I want to subtract 10 from 14. So, here what I want to do? I want to subtract 10 from 14. So, I'll write 14 first, then I'll write 10. And I'm going to write the binary equivalent. Now, I have written the binary equivalent. Now, I'm going to perform the binary subtraction. So, 0 minus 0, it is 0. 1 minus 0, it is 0. 1 minus 0, it is 1. 1 minus 1, it is 0. It's a simple subtraction. So, here I won't get any borrow. So, this is the final result. Now, if I consider the result, it is 4. Okay, if I consider or convert this binary to decimal, then it is 4. Here 4 and 4 both are same. So, it is correct. Now, let me to take another example, that is 9 from 29. That means I want to subtract 9 from 29. So, I'll write 29 minus 9. I want to get the result 20. Before that, what I want to do? I want to convert this decimal number to binary. So, I'll write the conversion. So, this is my fifth, that is 5-bit binary number, and here I'm having only 4-bit. To make it 5-bit, at the end I'm going to add 0. Now I'm going to perform the binary subtraction. So I'm having 1 minus 1, it is 0. 0 minus 1, it is 0. Then here I'm having 1 minus 1, it is 1. Now I am having 1 minus 1, it is 0. Now it is 1 minus 0, it is 1. If I take the decimal of this binary representation, I am going to get the value 20. So, both are same and this is correct. Now, if I consider the example that I want to subtract 3 from 5. What I want to do? I want to subtract 3 from 5. So, I'll write 5 minus 3. What's the output? I'm going to get that is 3. Now, I'm going to write the binary equivalent. Now, how can I write the binary equivalent? For that, I'm going to divide that decimal number by 2. And this is my binary representation. Now I'm going to apply subtraction. That means I'm going to perform subtraction. That is 1 minus 1, it is 0. Now I have 0, 0 minus 1. I cannot able to perform the subtraction. So what I will do? I'm going to get the borrow. So it is 1, 0. So 1, 0 minus 1, it is 1. That means if I get the borrow, then it will become 1, 0. So 1, 0 is nothing but 2. So 2 minus 1, it is 1. So directly I can write 1. So if I convert this binary to decimal, then it is 2. 2, here it is 2. Both are same and it is correct. Now, let me to consider another example, that is 75 and minus 18. That means I want to subtract 75 minus 18. And when I subtract, I am going to get the value 57. So, what I want to do? First, I want to write the binary equivalent for each decimal number. Now I'm having 1 minus 1, it is 0. 0 minus 0, it is 0. 1 minus 0, it is 1. Here 0 minus 1, I cannot perform subtraction. So what I want to do? I want to bring the borrow. That means I want to get the borrow. So I'll get the borrow here. Now it is 1 0. From 1 0, I'll get another borrow here. So I have 1 here. Here I have 1 0. Now 1 0 minus 1, it is 1. Here I have 1. So I'll write 1 as it is. So at the beginning, I'm going to have the minute and I'm going to have the subtrahend. And I'm going to perform the subtraction operation. And when the minute is smaller than subtrahend, what I want to do? I want to borrow the carry. When I borrow the carry, it is going to become 2. So 1 0. Here 1 0 is nothing but the 2. This is the decimal representation of the binary number. Now, if I subtract 1 from 2, I'm going to get the value 1. So, this is the way I can able to cross verify. Then, I'm going to have another example, that is, I'm having 88 and 52. After subtracting, I'm going to get the 36. Now, I'm having 0 minus 1. So here I cannot able to perform subtraction. So what I will do? I'm going to borrow 1. Now it is 1 0. That means I'm going to place 1 along with the 0. So it is 1 0. So 1 0 minus 1, it is 1. Now here I'm having 0, that is 0 minus 0, it is 0. Now 1 minus 1, it is 0. Now if I consider this one 0 minus 1, I cannot able to perform subtraction. So what I will do? I'm going to get the borrow. So now it is 1 0. So what is 1 0? That is nothing but 2. Now 2 minus 1, it is 1. So it is 2 minus 1, it is 1. Now if I come here, I'm having 0. 0 minus 0, obviously it is 0. This is the way I can able to perform binary subtraction. And dear student, these are the exercise problem. After watching this video, please try to solve this problem. Then I'm having representation of signed integer. In digital computer handles both positive and negative integer. That means if I consider any digital computer, the digital computers are capable to handle positive numbers as well as negative number. It means it required for representing the sign of the numbers. If I consider digital computer, the digital computers are capable to handle positive numbers as well as negative numbers. But what they required? They required sign to represent positive numbers as well as negative numbers, but we cannot able to use the sign to represent positive number or negative number. That means to represent negative number, I cannot able to use minus sign, or to represent positive number, I cannot able to use the sign plus. Instead of that, I can able to use the sign like 0 and 1. Dear student, just remember that 0 is used to indicate positive number and 1 is used to indicate negative number. So here a positive number has a sign bit 0 and the negative number has a sign bit 1. That means If I use sign bit 0, then it indicates that it's a positive number. And if I use sign bit as 1, then it indicates that it is a negative number. It's also called fixed point representation. That means the signed integers are also called fixed point representation. A negative signed integer can be represented in the following ways. That means, suppose if I have any negative number, and to represent my negative number, I can able to follow any one of the method. So what are the methods I'm having here? That is sign and magnitude method. What is my first method? That is sign and magnitude method. Then what is my second method? That is ones complement representation. And what is my next method? That is nothing but 2's complement method. In digital computer, to represent negative number, we are having these 3 methods. Now, at the beginning, I am having sign and magnitude method. An integer containing a sign bit followed by magnitude bit is called sign magnitude integer. That means a integer number that contains a signed bit which is followed by magnitude bit, then it is called signed magnitude integer. That means I'm having sign bit, along with that I'm having magnitude. Together I'm going to call signed magnitude integer. And this method, first bit is considered as a signed bit. In the sense, if I consider signed magnitude, whatever the first bit I'm going to have, I'm going to treat that one as my sign bit, and remaining bits stands for magnitude. So, the first bit is used to identify this sign bit, and remaining bits are stand for magnitude. And here positive numbers starts with 0 and negative number starts with 1. Now consider the example here. I am having 25 and this is my decimal number. To convert decimal number to binary, I am going to divide this number by 2. And I am going to write MSB bit and LSB bit, and I am going to write the final result, that is from MSB bit to LSB bit. Now, if I consider same example, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, what is my bit size? It is 5 bit. But I want to represent this bit in the form of 8 bit. I have only 5 bit. Now I want to make this 5 bit to 8 bit. How can I? For that, I am going to add 3 zeros at the end. What I will do? I am going to add 3 zeros at the end in order to make it 8 bit. In that, the last bit is signed bit. So, it is 0. 0 in the sense, it is nothing but the positive number. And these all are my magnitude. That is nothing but 25. That is nothing but decimal value 25. And if my number is minus 25, if the given number is minus 25, then at the end, I am going to place 1. Why it is 1? Because it is my sign bit and is mainly used to represent the sign. What kind of number it is? Negative. To represent negative number, I am using 1. So, this is the way I can able to use sign and magnitude. Then I am having ones complement representation. So, this is the way I can able to represent my negative number in the computer. So, This is the simplest method of representing negative binary number. The ones complement of binary number is obtained by changing 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. So, in ones complement method, I am just inverting the bit. So, I am just writing the complement of each bit. For 0, I will write 1. For 1, I will write 0. In other words, change each bit in the number to its complement. I am going to interchange the bits. If I am having 1, I will write 0. If I am having 0, I will write 1. So, this is the way I can able to perform ones complement. So, I am having the example that is 1 0 1 0 0 0. Now, I want to take the ones complement of this binary bit. So, for 0, I will write 1. For 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 it is 0, 0, 1, 1 it is 0. This is the way I can able to write the ones complement of a given binary number. Now, consider another example here. See, I have 1. For 1, I will write 0. For this one, I will write 0, this one 0, this 0 it is 1, this one 0, this one it is 1 and it is 0. So, this is the way I can able to find the ones complement of a given binary number. Now, I am having 2's complement representation. So, the 2's complement representation of a binary number is obtained by taking ones complement. That means if I want to represent the binary number in the form of 2's complement, first what I want to do? I want to take the ones complement of that number. For the ones complement result, I am going to add 1 in order to get the 2's complement. So, the 2's complement of a binary number is obtained by taking ones complement of the number and adding 1 to the LSB position. Dear student, think that this is my number. Now, what I want to do at the beginning, that is, I am going to take the ones complement. Now, I am going to add 1 at the LSB bit. So, 1 plus 1, 0, 1 carry. Okay, this is the 2's complement of a given number. That is, here given number is 6. After performing 2's complement, what's the value? It is 2. The general procedure to find 2's complement is given below. So, 2's complement equal to 1's complement plus 1. That means to find the 2's complement, first I want to find the 1's complement, and for that result I am going to add 1 to the LSB bit. Now, consider the example here. First, I will take the 1's complement of a given number. So, here I have 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. First, I will write the 1's complement. For 0, it is 1. For 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, it is 0, 0, 1. For 1, it is 0. Now, I want to perform 2's complement. And where I am going to write the 1? So, I am going to write the 1 to the LSB bit. Now, I want to perform 2's complement. To perform 2's complement, I am going to add 1 to the LSB bit. So, I will write 1 to the LSB bit. Now, I am going to perform addition operation. Now, 1 plus 1, it is 0 is sum, 1 is carry. So, 1 plus 1, again 0 is sum, 1 is carry. Now, once again it is 1 plus 1, 0 is sum and 1 is carry. So, 1 plus 0, it is 1 I'll write 1 as it is and it is 0. This is the way I can able to convert any binary number to 2's complement. Now consider another example here. So I have the binary bit. Now I want to convert this binary bit to 1's complement. Here at the beginning I am having 1. Complement of 1, it is 0. 0's complement 1. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. I'm going to make it 0. For 0, I'll write 1. For 1, I'll write 0. Now, to perform 2's complement, I'm going to place the 1 at the LSB bit and I'm going to perform addition. That is nothing but binary addition. Now, I add 1 plus 0, it is 1. Now 1 as it is, 0 as it is, 0 as it is, 0 as it is and 1 as it is and 0. So this is the way I can able to perform 2's complement of any given number. So dear student, in my today's session we started with how to perform binary subtraction. What are the rules we need to follow while performing binary subtraction? Along with that, we discussed how to represent negative numbers in digital computer and what are the way we need to have to follow, that is sign and magnitude, 1's complement and 2's complement. Dear student, in my today's session, you got more information about data representation. In my next session, I'm going to give more information about data representation. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.